Have you ever been betrayed by someone you trusted most? Someone who made you feel invisible, powerless, and insignificant? Imagine sitting across from that person in a courtroom, watching them smirk as they think they've won, while you hold a secret they never saw coming. This is the story of Madison Harper, a woman who was once trapped in a gilded cage of lies and control. But what happened next will shock you. How does a woman rise from heartbreak and betrayal to build an empire of her own right under the nose of the man who tried to break her? Stay with me, because the truth Madison uncovered will change everything you thought you knew about strength, independence, and what it really means to fight back. Don't blink, this journey is far from over. Emily sat silently in the courtroom, her eyes fixed on Ethan as he laughed lightly, signing the divorce papers as if this were some kind of victory. For 8 years, she'd stood by his side, a woman he saw as nothing more than a trophy, a decoration to bolster his image. What Ethan never realized was that while he was distracted by his infidelities with his colleague, Claire, Madison was quietly building an empire right beneath his nose. Madison grew up in Burlington, Vermont, a small town where dreams felt as vast as the skies above. With a determination that matched the biting winter winds, she moved to Minneapolis to study graphic design, hoping to carve out a life on her own terms. Her parents had raised her on the values of hard work and independence, lessons that soon became her armor in a world that often sought to define her by her background. She met Ethan at a charity gala for a children's hospital, a place she volunteered regularly, designing promotional materials pro bono. Ethan, an investment banker from a wealthy and influential family, attended such events more for appearances than compassion. His polished smile and effortless charm pulled Madison into a whirlwind romance, one that seemed perfect on the surface. Ethan's first words to Madison were, "You don't seem like you're from around here," a comment she only later realized was both an insult and a warning of the condescension to come. Yet dazzled by the lifestyle, he introduced her to lavish dinners, weekend getaways to New York, and exclusive social circles. Madison overlooked the red flags. From the outside, their marriage looked like a fairy tale, but behind the glossy veneer, Madison felt suffocated. Ethan dismissed her career as just a hobby, urging her to quit her job and enjoy the luxuries he provided. She resisted, clinging to her identity and dreams of independence. When she got engaged, Ethan orchestrated a grand proposal overlooking the Minneapolis skyline, and though she agreed eagerly, she sensed the growing divide between their worlds. Living in a minimalist penthouse in North Loop, a stark contrast to Madison's colorful touch, she felt the coldness of Ethan's world seep into every corner. His family's disdain was palpable. Her efforts to bring warmth and personality into their space were met with cold critique. Ethan mocked her friends and belittled her ambitions, pushing her into social circles where she was seen as an experiment, a project meant to be molded. Madison tried to fit in, but the loneliness grew. Invitations dwindled. Her friends from college stopped calling. Ethan's controlling grip tightened, especially over their finances, making every dollar she spent a point of contention, even as he wasted thousands on golf clubs and watches. The breaking point came when Madison discovered texts from Claire, a colleague Ethan met at work, filled with affection and secrets. The betrayal cut deep, but instead of breaking her, it lit a fire. She began covertly saving money, educating herself on business and investment, and launching a digital marketing firm from the guest bedroom, which Ethan dismissed as a side hobby. Her business flourished quietly, with clients like Ella Monroe, the owner of a local bakery struggling against corporate chains. Madison's campaigns boosted Ella's sales by hundreds of %, earning her praise and a loyal client base. Guided by her mentor, Hannah Prescott, a successful tech entrepreneur, Madison learned to value her worth and raise her rates, transforming her company into a respected player. Meanwhile, Ethan grew more distant and volatile. His attempts to intimidate Madison socially and legally backfired as she prepared for a fierce divorce. With Victoria Gaines as her lawyer, Madison armed herself with proof of Ethan's hidden assets and lies, ready to fight for what she rightfully earned. In court, Ethan's confidence shattered when Judge Evelyn Chambers revealed Madison's company and investments as her separate property, protected by their prenuptial agreement. His attempts to hide wealth and discredit Madison crumbled under the weight of evidence. Madison left the courtroom not with a sense of victory, but with a profound liberation. She moved into her own home in Uptown, surrounded by warmth and the life she chose. She reconnected with family, embraced therapy to heal, and launched a foundation helping women find financial independence after abusive relationships. Meeting Ethan again a year later, she felt neither hate nor love, only compassion for a man who never saw her true value. Madison's story became a beacon for others, a testament that losing what you thought you wanted can lead to discovering what you truly need. Madison's journey shows that independence is not just about money, it's about reclaiming your identity and owning your worth. What about you? Have you ever felt underestimated or overlooked? How did you rise above it? Share your story below, and if this resonates with you, please like and subscribe to hear more empowering journeys. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the interruption, but we hope you will help us improve our content in the future. What do you think Madison's next step should be? Would you have confronted Ethan differently? Have you ever hidden a dream while playing a role someone else expected? Let me know in the comments. Your voice matters. Madison's world had already begun to shift beneath her feet when she first spotted the message on Ethan's phone. A simple preview of a text from someone named C saying, "I miss you." Last night was... The rest vanished too quickly for her to read, but it was enough. Her heart clenched, the tight knot of suspicion, twisting into cold, undeniable truth. Ethan was slipping away from her, tangled in a web of lies and betrayals. But Madison wasn't about to crumble. She started watching him like a detective piecing together a puzzle. His late-night meetings on Thursdays, the mysterious weekend conferences that didn't show up on any official schedules, dinners at the Ivy Room with the same woman, Claire Donovan. When she finally saw them together, laughing, leaning close hands, brushing on the table, the betrayal hit like a fist to her chest. Yet instead of breaking, something inside her hardened. She snapped photos discreetly, her mind racing with plans not for revenge, but for survival. That night she confronted Ethan, but his charm was slick, his words coated with half-hearted apologies and blame. "It's not what you think," he insisted, his voice slick like oil. "You're obsessed with your little projects. When was the last time you tried for this marriage?" He painted her ambition as the villain, his infidelity as a burden she somehow caused. Madison left the restaurant alone, driving aimlessly through the cold Minneapolis streets, tears and fury mixing into a cocktail of heartbreak and resolve. She knew she had to act, not just to protect herself, but to reclaim her life. Quietly, Madison accelerated her work on her digital marketing company. She transformed her small guest room into a fortress of ambition, soundproofed with blankets cluttered with laptops, notes, and half-empty coffee cups. Every client she landed was a small victory. Every campaign that skyrocketed a testament to her talent and grit. Ethan, meanwhile, was oblivious to the storm brewing behind the scenes. He continued his facade of the perfect husband, even as his control slipped. When Madison asked for financial independence, he scoffed. "Why bother? I provide everything you need." But Madison knew better. She needed to be more than a name on a bank account. Her best ally was Victoria Gaines, a sharp, no-nonsense lawyer who saw through Ethan's smokescreens. Victoria helped Madison uncover the layers of deceit, hidden accounts, luxury gifts to Claire, and the financial chokehold Ethan tried to maintain. They gathered evidence, meticulously turning every secret into a weapon. As the divorce battle unfolded, Ethan's demeanor twisted from smug superiority to desperate rage. He used every tactic in the book, spreading rumors among their social circle, isolating Madison from friends, attempting to intimidate her with legal threats. But Madison's circle, though smaller, stood firm. Ella Monroe, her loyal client and friend, offered unwavering support. Hannah Prescott, her mentor, encouraged Madison to keep pushing forward. The courtroom became a battlefield where Madison fought not only for money or possessions, but for respect and recognition. Judge Evelyn Chambers was known for cutting through pretenses, and she watched with keen eyes as Ethan's lawyer, Robert Finley, tried to minimize Madison's achievements, painting her as a dependent woman clinging to scraps. But then Victoria laid down the knockout punch, the prenuptial agreement that protected Madison's business as her sole property, built entirely with her own resources. Witnesses like Ella and Hannah testified to Madison's dedication, her sacrifices, and her undeniable success. Ethan's mask cracked. His smug smirk faded as the judge read aloud the valuation of Madison's company and investments, figures that dwarfed anything he'd anticipated. The room was thick with tension as Ethan sat rigid, white-knuckling his chair. When the verdict came, it was more than a legal win. It was a declaration Madison was her own woman, unbound and unstoppable. Walking out of the courthouse, Madison felt the weight of years lift from her shoulders. The cold penthouse in North Loop was behind her. Ahead lay her new home in Uptown, vibrant, alive, and chosen by her. She decorated it with warmth and color reflections of the life she was ready to embrace. Yet healing was not a straight path. Madison started therapy with a specialist in emotional abuse, confronting the scars left by manipulation and control. The rage and sadness sometimes overwhelmed her, but so did the bursts of empowerment and clarity. Each day was a step closer to reclaiming her identity. She founded the Liberty Financial Foundation, dedicated to helping women escape toxic relationships through economic empowerment. Madison's story spread, inspiring countless others to find their voice and strength. One evening, months later, Madison crossed paths with Ethan at a gala. He looked different, humbled, maybe even remorseful. "You look well, Madison," he said softly. She smiled, a mix of compassion and distance filling her eyes. "I'm exactly where I need to be." Her journey was far from over, but Madison was no longer defined by the shadows of her past. She was a woman who had turned betrayal into power loss, into opportunity, and silence into a roar. What about you? Have you ever had to rebuild yourself after someone tried to diminish your worth? How did you find your strength? Share your story below. Your experience could be the spark someone else needs. Thanks for watching. Sorry for the interruption, but we hope you will help us improve our content in the future. If you were in Madison's shoes, would you have revealed Ethan's betrayal publicly or kept it private? How do you think you would handle a partner who undermines your dreams? Let me know your thoughts. The day Madison stepped into her new uptown apartment, sunlight poured through the wide windows, casting warm golden hues across the room she had carefully chosen and lovingly decorated. This was her sanctuary, a space that reflected her true self, vibrant and unapologetically alive. It was more than just a home. It was the symbol of her rebirth. The years of pain and betrayal felt distant now, though the lessons remained etched in her heart. Therapy had helped her untangle the webs of manipulation Ethan had spun, and the Liberty Financial Foundation she founded was blossoming, offering hope to women who, like her, had been trapped in relationships where their worth was questioned or diminished. Madison often reflected on how far she had come from the young girl with a hopeful heart in Burlington to a confident businesswoman commanding respect in Minneapolis. It was a journey marked not by the luxury dinners or the flashy gifts Ethan had once used to control her, but by the quiet victories she earned through grit and determination. Her company had grown beyond what she had imagined. With a dedicated team including Ella as operations director and Hannah as a strategic advisor, Madison was helping businesses across the country connect authentically with their customers. More importantly, she was living proof that independence wasn't just a dream, but a tangible reality. One winter evening, as snowflakes settled softly outside, Madison hosted a small gathering at her home. Friends who had stood by her clients, who had become family, and women from her foundation filled the room with laughter and stories of resilience. The air was thick with warmth, hope, and the kind of strength that only comes from shared struggles and triumphs. That night, as she looked around, Madison felt a profound sense of gratitude. Her past no longer held her captive. Instead, it had forged the woman she was today, a woman who chose herself, who loved herself fiercely, and who inspired others to do the same. Months later, Madison received an unexpected invitation to a charity gala. She wasn't sure if she wanted to attend, but curiosity and a sense of closure nudged her forward. There, across the crowded room, she saw Ethan accompanied by a new partner. His expression softened as their eyes met. "You look incredible, Madison," he said quietly. She smiled, serene and unshaken. "Thank you, Ethan. I've found what I was looking for." That encounter was not about rekindling old flames, but acknowledging the past with grace and moving forward without resentment. Madison knew that her value was not tied to anyone's approval, not Ethan's, not society's, not even her own fears. Her story became a beacon for many, a reminder that losing what you thought you wanted could lead to discovering what you truly needed. The road to healing was neither quick nor easy, but it was worth every step. Now Madison encourages women everywhere to embrace their worth, to build lives where they are the authors of their own stories, and to know that their voices matter. What did you think of Madison's journey? Did her story resonate with you? How would you have handled the challenges she faced? If this story touched you, please comment with the number 100 below. Also, let us know where you're watching from. It's amazing to see this story reach hearts around the world. Don't forget to like and share this video with anyone who might need a little inspiration today. Remember, your strength is greater than any obstacle, and your story is just beginning.